Welcome to a DropTent Media Production.
What's up, everybody? This is Slapstick Sports, the most inconsistent sports podcast you know. I am Adam Nutter. What's up? Behind the computer, Mr. Producer Evan. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
And Blaze is not here today. As you can tell, though, he does love dick. So that we secured. But don't worry, because today, filling in for Blaze, the powerful Andy Lane, everybody.
Oh, hello, everyone.
In studio for the first time.
Yes, and I love it.
He's always been here via Skype.
Always Skyping in from my bedroom, hiding from my wife, who just thinks this is stupid.
So
what are
mine.
you doing in there? You talking to your friends?
So is mine. She's like, she doesn't get it. It's fine. Girls don't get it, man.
Oh no. Well, we're in the perfect fort right now.
Yeah, this is the perfect man fort.
There's no girls allowed in here.
No girls allowed. Vagina's gay. Last time I checked. So.
I don't want to say.
So right. He's so right, dude. You know what?
Disagree.
Dude, you're the man. Dude.
Disagree. Hold
Kidding.
on. Just let me text my buddy Seth.
Seth Simons.
What up?
I don't want to get Seth Simons, bro. He's powerful in the community.
Hey, I'm just saying. Who do you think fed him that stuff? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, was it good? Good. It was you. Oh man, Andy Lane bringing down people.
No.
I know. Fuck that guy for real though, huh?
Yeah.
He's awful. But
he certainly never played sports.
definitely
up?
never played sports.
I know what show I'm on.
Full circle, baby. That's what we're good at. Hey, can you put my all the headphones up a little bit? I don't even hear myself or him barely. I barely even hear Andy.
You guys are good. I'm like getting blasted right now.
Are you?
You're
All right,
fine.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Big news going on. Coronavirus. I mean, I just opened up ESPN right before we started. MLB is pushing back their season 2 weeks.
Yeah. What did it say when you opened it up? Like, we have nothing for you right now?
Yeah, it just said, hey, man, play video games.
Yeah.
You tell us what's going on.
XFL is suspended.
No fucking way, really?
NHL and the NBA.
I thought to today, as they were canceling everything, it was like, there's no way the XFL is gonna.
It just happened. Like right when we started. Right, I was producing Sweet Heat just before now.
Vince McMahon's just sitting around his pool,
we just brought it up, and literally 41 seconds before Rusty said something, somebody tweeted out, XFL is gonna be suspended.
That's
and
insane.
An hour later, there it is.
I thought if
legit.
anything could hold against it.
Wow. So I'm reading more shit. Oh, WWE is very focused on holding WrestleMania still. So guys,
Oh yeah,
we're fine.
That's the big.
That's just them. Because I think XFL is partially controlled by NBC or maybe not. Or
No.
XFL.
No, the XFL is its own entity.
So,
Well,
NBC owned part of
The issue with the XFL, I think, is that there are different states that are stopping things, like the UFC.
California.
We were going to bring it up.
Oh,
UFC,
Brasilia.
Columbus.
Yep.
Not happening because they no groups larger than 5,000 can congregate in Ohio right now.
Well, I think they're going to still have it.
They said at the moment it's going to be pushed to Las Vegas, but who's to say that that's not going to be shut down too?
I know. Well, my thing is then just don't have fans. Have the fights done.
That's what one FC's doing, but at the very least, they're worth enough money and they have enough cash flow, because that's what's hurting a lot of businesses right now is just they don't have the cash flow to support paying people to not work, even though it's kind of like Dana White should pay them their show money at the very least.
Well, speaking of, did you guys see what Mark Cuban said?
He said 4 days or 4 games worth of pay, I think, for all the hourly staff, which are the guys that are going to get fucked the hardest with
Of
this.
course. Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about fucking LeBron James.
Yeah.
No.
I can't talk about my day job at all on this.
Yeah.
But, I could say that, what a lot of companies like the one I work for are going to do is for the hourly employees. We're just telling them straight up, like, look, there's nothing here. We're going to lay you off, purposely so that you can go collect
unemployment.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then we're just going to keep track of seniority and hire back when we can.
Yo, it's just straight up though bullshit. Like it's straight up a bullshit pandemic. Like this is nonsense. Like
yeah, I was kidding about it like 4 days ago, and then was I'm a big wrestling amateur wrestling guy.
Actual
brackets came out last night, and everyone was like, Harvard's not going to go. And people were talking about like the Harvard guys like trying to wrestle unattached at the NCAA tournament. Would the NCAA allow it? And then today they're just like, no. Like I just printed out my brackets.
It's funny. It's like the Spanish influenza literally killed millions of people a year, literally a year.
Yeah.
And like I can't name a single person that I personally even know of through secondhand of someone's like, oh, you hear so and so had corona?
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, but how that was literally 102 years ago. Like, how often are the stories you hear from like about your great grandparents like really true? Hello, Elizabeth Warren. What's going on there? Sorry,
no, I know, but the death count is true.
Sometimes Grandpa tells a fibber though, just because he sounds cool. Like, but how it's never cool to be like, what happened to Great Aunt Marge? Like, I think my Nana told a story once, but she has dementia, so who knows? Where she was like, yeah, my aunt got run over by a horse cart in Manhattan. Because that's how like
might have
that's how old they are, I guess.
But at least
probably Spanish flu though.
That's my point. That actually did kill millions of people. Like that's you could just go back and look at the records. Like millions of people died across the world.
Yeah.
Here's like, hey, you might get the flu. Well, yeah. But I'm also 33 and fine, and I've gotten the flu, and I've never gotten the flu shot, and I've been fine.
Oh, see, it's not you that needs to be worried, and I totally understand. Now, the only thing that I will say to rebuttal what you're saying that it's not a big deal is that saying that it's not a big deal. How the fuck is Italy all shut down?
Oh, I can answer this. Because my wife told me. So the problem isn't that so many people get sick, because with this it's slightly more or slightly less in terms of actual severe cases or deaths than the Spanish flu.
There's like no deaths.
The problem is that when it comes to hospitals being able to handle all this stuff, they don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
But also, unlike a lot of other illnesses, people that are exposed to large amounts of it, like say nurses or doctors, really get a big bang of this stuff all the time. They're much more likely to get a massive, case of it. In terms, like I'm 34 and I work out and I've never smoked. If I get it, which I probably will, but I'm gonna get like a almost nothing case. I'll be like, a rough to medium cold. Something you could normally work through. But I should stay home because I could infect a lot of other people that could inundate them to the point where they can't do that. And if they have to shut things down, like say schools, for example, 40% of nurses have to stay home with their kids then, and now we have 40% of nurses staying home with their kids.
That's happening now.
Yeah.
Montgomery County just shut down the schools. I thought Council Rock
Bucks
just
already
shut down. They just did 2
Yeah.
hours ago before I left.
Because
my wife works
starting
for Bucks.
tomorrow in Montgomery County, the whole county is shut down for 2 weeks.
My sister-in-law works for the township of Montgomery County as like the fucking head of Montgomery. I think she's the township supervisor of Montgomery County. Actually, I don't know. I know my sister-in-law does, but I know she's panicked right now.
I can tell you don't, because townships are much smaller than counties. So
I don't know what she does.
I have no idea.
But she works for Montgomery Township. I know that much.
The important thing to remember is that I will be at the craft beer store in Delco on March 23rd.
Well, again, I told you my Manhattan show got canceled today, which that sucks.
It sucks.
I want to go do that.
Where was it at?
Sidebar.
Okay, yeah.
So I was excited to go do that, and then I was gonna go do that early, and then I was gonna hang out at like the stand or something like that, and just fucking chill. But that whole now we're here, so that's fine. We're doing something anyway. But
This is still fun, yes.
Yes, it's still fun. But like I'm losing money is my point. Because I'm making a little bit of money on that, and then who knows about all of our other shows in the future? Like I have shit lined up. I don't fucking know. Like right now, it's fine, but who knows? In 2 more weeks, I'm going to Mexico in April 6th. Hopefully they're not dicks and shut down the fucking.
You're in prime time. Although I bought tickets real cheap to go to Spain this fall with my wife.
Adam, good thing on you, since you bought them a while ago, right? Your tickets. You're gonna get 100% refund if anything goes wrong. Yeah. I think the cutoff for like in America was when all this started happening, like in February.
I bought it in like November.
Yeah, if you got your tickets before like end of January, February, you're good, dude.
But
like,
I'm still worried that the hotel's gonna dick me.
I don't know.
Good luck. Good luck for
them.
them dicking you. You just cancel the fucking charge.
There's a guy that works for me.
well,
He's leaving today to go back. He goes back every year. He works his ass off, and then he goes back to Africa, where he has 2 wives, and very expensive. 2 wives, but he goes back for 3 or 4 months every year, and that's his whole time home. And he just told me today, like, sorry, they canceled it. Fucked. Can I come back to work?
Well, he can't go to Africa.
Well, it would be routed through Paris.
Yeah, there's no flights in and out of Europe right now.
Right. Well, just the UK.
Yeah.
And what's funny about the Africa too is apparently like if you're African, like you're not getting this.
I know that they don't have a ton of cases right
Yeah.
now, but like, I mean, the resiliency of the human spirit.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's whatever. It's just a lot of fucking mass hype and panic. Honestly, like just wash your hands, you'll be fine. Unless you're really old.
You have
right?
no idea how much supplies are in my house right now.
I have normal stuff. I think I'll be okay.
No, my wife was like a week ago was like, we should get some stuff, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then like she was starting to name stuff we don't have, and I was like, we should probably have some of that stuff. And then fast forward today, she's like, all right, I've got everything. Just make sure you get booze. And then I'm like walking out with like 4 handles out of the liquor store today.
Got it.
The last 2 Boda boxes of Malbec.
Well, I got a call from my girlfriend earlier today, right before I got here. She was about to go into Acme, and the lines were over an hour long.
Yeah.
Oh,
of course.
So you know what I do for a living, right?
Yeah, I know. Yes, I won't say anything.
Oh, but one of my spots is there's a grocery store attached to it, and they get to go. Fuck it, it's parking. I run parking garages. But I wouldn't be able to explain it without it. But like everything crashed and broke today. Not for that reason, but for anything else. But like the gates weren't going up and down. And then as soon as people found out that like I was in charge and the in charge guy was there, they almost hung me by like my thumbs from the rafters. Like, we have to get in. There are rutabagas in that store. I read a blog. They last forever.
Honey and rutabaga and Twinkies.
Twinkies.
Honey and Twinkies. You fucking be fine.
Yes.
Which I have honey. Now I have Twinkies though.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just survive off honey
I need organic potatoes, because if I plant them, I can get more potatoes.
Or you can just buy MREs and just.
I don't think they have those at the Sprouts.
No, just get them on
South
Amazon.
Philly. But that's another thing. Will Amazon be able to
They are now.
deliver? They are as of now.
Take advantage of it.
For right now, yeah.
Watch the guy is just literally, he's like trying to deliver like your new like version of Call of Duty because you scratched up the last one.
Yeah.
But then he's like just tearing through all the boxes. Like, there has to be someone who ordered hand sanitizer in here.
Yeah. Is there any antiviral soap? Any ringworm soap I can fucking get my hands on?
How long do you think it's going to be before someone comes up with a thing where it's like, all right, I figured it out, guys. If you take antiviral soap and you jam it up your ass and just hold it there.
They already told people don't drink bleach because that won't help. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what
the fuck was that about? I can't believe people were actually thinking like gargling.
People are also
again.
mass buying toilet paper and fucking paper towels like this is the zombie apocalypse.
Those are the people like
they're dumb. People are sheep. I can't.
We bought a lot of toilet paper but we had 1 roll left, and my wife lives with me, so she was literally doing the math on.
But you have a roll. That makes sense. You need toilet paper.
Yeah, we need toilet paper.
Right.
But she was going, all right, it's 2 weeks if you actually do get like quarantined. How often does Andy shit? He has a joke about this where he literally stops saying how much he shits because it takes people out of the joke. times 14. All right, we need 2 cases.
I mean, we have normal amount for the 2 of us, and we're fine. Like, it's fine. We'll be fine. We have paper towels. We have fucking food. By the way, no one's even buying food, which is
we bought food.
Crazy.
We bought food.
People are just stockpiling Purell soap. And
no, people are buying food. When Mallory called me, she said that there was nothing there was nothing in the aisles. The aisles were empty. Food was empty. Everything was empty.
Though, because the panic didn't really like hit heavy until afternoon today, because people
it was today
sort of. But like I was in the liquor store at noon, and you could tell like the type of people that shop at noon, and it is mostly people that drink boxed wine and vodka
during the day.
Right.
Yeah, but like I guarantee you, if you go back now, there ain't a bottle of like middle of the road whiskey left on that shelf.
No, it won't help them when someone comes to their door with a gun.
Well, no, everyone's been talking about how this is like the Bill Burr jokes over and over again, where it's like we got to get rid of the people. Now it's happening, but now everyone's stockpiling stuff for the toughest guy on their block. That joke,
Right?
Not me though, because my neighbor. What's up, John? Love you, buddy. John is. We differ politically a little bit. But when Trump got elected and all the protests were happening downtown, he literally like looked at me over the fence once and goes, "Andy, I know you're a good guy. So if we have to defend the neighborhood, I will totally lend you one of my wife's pistols."
The pink Barbie one, the my size pistol.
Fucking bedazzled.
I really appreciate that. I haven't shot.
That's the sound it makes when it shoots.
It's been 20 years more than since I've shot like a rifle or a shotgun. So like I was like, yeah, give me something small to aim at. Like I'm gonna be upstairs with my fucking crossbow, just like, all right, pretend it's a deer. All right. Normally, if I grunt, you stop moving. You're moving towards me with that club. All right.
You'd probably be better with a rifle. It's easy. It's better accurate. It's easier to aim and handle.
I dispute this because we're talking about close quarters combat. I'm not leaving the house. I'm thinking 40-yard shots. Rifle, a little bit overkill. And
no, 40 yards for a rifle. You're hitting everything, Andy. You're not missing 40 yards from a rifle.
You don't understand what kind of eyesight I have. So.
No, but there's
dudes all crossed.
But rifles
I
are
see 8
so.
of you right now.
So if you get a decent rifle, like a decent, if you get like a Scar, that's a fucking crazy rifle to have. But as in, like, you'd be way good.
There's a reason why when I hunt, I archery hunt. It's because my wife will look at that and go, "I am messing with that." But with guns, I don't know. I remember I was at the Christmas party for work one year, and there's like 10 people at this table, and I brought up a story about someone I knew whose wife picked up their gun and pointed at them, didn't check if it was loaded or if the safety was on, to pull the trigger a couple of times because she was pissed at him. And we just think they all just thought it was funny now. But then everyone at the table was like, I got a story about that. And there was just nothing but stories about guys who, like, they left to go to work, forgot their keys, 30 seconds later knocked on the door, and the wife was so scared that she was holding, like, a MAC-10 to the door, safety off, ready to pull the trigger. And they were all laughing. And the only one who didn't have a story like that was me and the other guy that didn't own guns.
Like, but they're not responsible gun owners.
Well, they don't have responsible significant others. That's the problem. You could be responsible all you want, but the significant other would get scared and be like...
That's why you lock it in a box, and then you be like, you get your own gun. And that's your gun.
Nah.
Or if they're that person, you say, you don't get a gun. You're not allowed.
I'm going to keep a crossbow upstairs, because a bow she might be able to figure out. Crossbow, one, easier on me in terms of the aim. But also, if you don't know how to load that thing, there's no fucking way you figure that out.
No, you're going to hurt yourself.
It's a huge pull.
Crossbow?
You might know that there's like another string that you use to pull the trigger, but like you're not going to know like where to put that around.
I wouldn't.
Literally, it's just 2 open-ended plastic hooks and then a cord, and you got to like bend it around the front and then hook and then both. Yeah, it's totally not
a pain in the dick. Right. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I know how to fucking load and unload a rifle.
It would be really funny though. My wife gets pissed at me and she's just fiddling with that thing.
She fucking Tyrion Lannisters you in the chest.
She's just so mad at me, and I'm just tapping my toe like I don't hear anything being strung back there.
And then boom! Ah!
Oh, here's the thing. Much like Tyrion Lannister, my wife would shoot me while I was taking a shit.
What you're doing all the time.
That's what I do all the time.
So it's easy. People know where you're going to be.
There are 2 signals after dinner in my house, and there is one, which is I just do this, the hashtag sign, and that's me, hashtag bath time. I'm going up to take a bath like a classy lady. Yeah. And the other one is I just look at her and go, it's time.
That's like Bruce Buffer?
No, like Vader. Like Big Van Vader.
Time!
I mean, I'm going upstairs. I will see you in 20.
Yeah, I have I mean... I'll just be like, hey, I got a shit. Don't talk to me or look at me for the next 10 minutes.
I don't know. She has it timed out where she will be like, eventually like, so what's going on in there? It's like, just finishing up. No biggie.
Still, you get the questions. I mean,
I get a text.
My girlfriend totally knows. Like, I might be in there for way too long.
She knows. I'm in there. Let's be real, for way too long. And I've been guilty where she'll just text me and she's like, you're just watching TV in there. Like, what do you want from me? I haven't seen this episode of The West Wing in like a couple of weeks.
Do you see how good Rob Lowe looks?
Oh my God,
so young,
great,
so young and handsome.
And the character's so good. You don't even notice how hot he is.
Right.
It's the '90s. He's wearing really unflattering clothing.
Really,
you have no idea.
Too loose.
Oh, very baggy.
He looks ridiculous.
All '90s. Every hot guy in the '90s missed out on tight clothes suit wearing.
God.
Because that was the style back then in the 90s was like loose suit.
Oh, I came home from doing shows one night, and my wife was watching an episode of like Dawson's Creek, and I was like, I couldn't believe how bad the writing was.
Oh.
How corny the jokes were, but then also it was like they were wearing billowy like the baggiest pajamas.
Pull up Dawson's Creek cast photo right now, then we'll talk sports.
Dude, it's incredible.
I promise we'll go back into sports.
It was just Pacey walking down like pissed because he couldn't fuck his teacher, like literally
Yo,
couldn't fuck his teacher.
that one right there is perfect.
And then he just like grabbed her and goes, "You just missed out on the
Look at
best
that
sexual
shit.
ever." Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, that's perfect. See how short sleeve, button down,
Yeah.
very loose sleeves.
The amount of fabric, I mean, it's honestly, how could we not see global warming coming with that kind of waist?
She's wearing a bigger sweater than I could even
Oh,
wear.
yeah.
Like that thing's fucking
Yeah.
so women.
This is
Also-
actually, that's a later picture too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
early
go that one, that one.
season.
Up,
yeah.
up,
Just
to the left. That one. That's a good one.
Plaid.
That's great. No, go to the one right below that, and then because you'll see the pants. Look at
Oh,
how wide the khakis.
Yeah. Oh, that's a later episode,
Do you
too.
guys remember wearing those kind of pants?
Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Oh, they were
Guilty.
great.
Twin cannon, Jankos.
Oh my God.
Got to cover your whole shoe.
Oh,
otherwise
yeah.
you'll lose.
Oh yeah. God, it was what a good time.
And
what a
look
good
at the fucking pants What's your face is wearing.
Oh yeah.
That's so baggy.
The other one too with the belt is like the
little
loose.
Oh yeah.
Where it's not even a belt. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a,
just
it's
style.
Yeah,
strap of leather.
back like the last few years where women were like, "No, I don't have hips. What are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about? There's no hips here.
Now it's all about hips.
It's all about hips.
It's all about the hips.
Thank God.
Interesting.
I felt like a man without a country for most
They
of
are
my
all
teenage-
wearing baggy pants. This is awesome. Baggy.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
want to wait for our lives to be
Another
over.
staple shot was just nope. We're friends, so we're all just gonna interlink arms, and
Yep.
we're also
Totally
gonna,
natural.
We're also gonna do that kick up dance, but not gonna do it
Like the
good.
Rockettes?
Yeah, off to the side.
Fuck. Wow, what a shitty.
Did you guys ever have friends try to do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
all the
awful.
time. We used to go down
terrible.
Staten Island,
I-
the
it's
street
not
of
what-
Staten Island like
That's
that.
not what I would call
Wow.
it. I would call it a sad time.
Awful
Just-
times. Yeah.
All right, we gotta get back to sports. But anyways,
Sports!
everybody's canceling their
Trying to
seasons.
tell me Dawson isn't sports?
But talk about not sports. I last episode I had my famous "what isn't a sport" argument, and we posted some of those questions on Instagram of what some sports aren't or not. Overwhelmingly, people are like bowling's not a sport. By the way,
Really?
and I'm sorry, gymnastics. Overwhelmingly, people are like gymnastics isn't a sport.
Seriously.
Yes, overwhelmingly, people voted bowling is a sport. Here's where,
I feel like this is a lot of people that are still just like fucking gay.
well,
Yeah,
probably, but
probably.
here's where I disagree with that. Because, like, 50-50 was for golf.
No, I just figured it out. Gymnastics, you guys, the listener, you are right. In your own minds, gymnastics isn't a sport, it's porn. I gotcha.
Gay porn.
No. They're all just sitting at home just looking up pictures of Allie Reisman like, yes, this is what I like.
It's creepy, though. Thinking of, because most gymnast girls are like,
No, I picked Allie Reisman for a reason.
I
She
know
was-
you did,
She was
but,
the one that was 18 at
but
the
my
time.
point is, I don't think most guys are.
No, they're
That's
not.
why. So it's creepy.
No, you're a pig and you're bad, and I don't respect you.
Yeah,
I,
people
I
should be
agree.
hung.
I want
I
your
agree.
love and affection, but I don't respect you.
No, people
I
should not be
don't
respected.
call it love and affection from him, but I still want it.
No, not me. I'm saying those people are creepy.
You're
the people
creepy.
who fucking, I don't think little girls in spandex is attractive. That's my point.
Yeah.
Those dudes do.
Any guy that was like, you're watching the Olympics, like, what was it, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
She's sitting there 16, you're like, you know which one I like? That Gabby Douglas. Get the
Right.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, you
Chris
creep.
Hansen should have actually been freelancing at the time, just like walking in, just, what are you doing here? Just like,
Is your daughter here? No. Why are you here?
yeah.
That it's like you need to either be a coach, a staff member, or you should have a relative who's performing, or you're not allowed to go to
Also,
gymnastics.
if you're a coach or a staff member, you're probably guilty. based
also
on-
probably pedophile, but we need
Oh, no, it's.
all women. That's it.
But there needs to be coaches. Somebody needs to coach.
All women. That's
Yeah.
it. All women coaching for gymnastics.
Well,
I
no,
push for that.
I think that when the guy coach for the team like quietly bowed out because like the scandal was sort of coming
Yeah.
with him, but his wife was like still left in charge, and everyone still to be like, we love Marta, and it turns out I think that she was just like, you're gonna keep your mouth shut, and you're gonna go in there to that guy, and you're gonna do whatever he fucking wants.
Oh, Nasser, that piece of shit.
I don't think it was no Nasser. That was
a doctor. That
was
was
a
a doctor, right.
But I think it was Bella. The you can do it, Mary Lou. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
That guy might have been also bad. Might have been. I don't know. I didn't do the research.
If you say allegedly, it's fine. That's the trick. You just gotta say.
Everything since I walked in this room, allegedly.
You just gotta say. You just gotta say allegedly.
I was allegedly scared to walk down the street this building's on.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that back around for last episode. Most people were like, yeah, you're right. Gymnastics and bowling, not sports.
Is there anything that they said was?
Golf got split.
All right.
Which I, again, disagree with. Golf got split, and I think I put those 3 up there just because those are the 3 controversial ones we were talking about last episode.
Can I throw out
Yes, you may.
one for the people?
Yes.
Fishing?
No.
No.
Well, actually, I don't know the rules of fishing. Can you
There's
somehow...
There's competitive fishing, but when it is, like, I watch, like, Major League Fishing is on, and that's all. My wife gets into that.
Let me ask you a question. This will determine it for me.
Sure.
If, let's say, Evan's in this tournament that you're in, it's competitive fishing, right? Now, Evan finds a spot in the lake that he wants to use. Can you go and fuck up his spot in the lake?
You can't, like, fuck him up by, like, trying to cast over him, but you can go be near his spot. So the way it works with Major League Fishing, it's like rounds system. So there's like 8 guys per round, and it's like you advance through. So there might be 40 guys in a tournament.
Okay.
We're gonna go 8 guys at a time. Then they just go. We're gonna drive you someplace. You all have the same type of boat, known as an advantage on the boat. You'll get like a half hour to drive around the lake, and then it's whoever catches the most poundage.
Right.
And then it's 3 2-hour periods. So it's only bass, and they have to weigh more than a pound to count. And there's a guy right there. He weighs them right there, and then you have to throw them back. And if like you like drop the fish, it's like a 2-minute penalty. You can't fish.
Hey,
You got to be respectful.
For Adam here, it sounds like a sport because you're able to pick a spot
It's
and
fucking
somebody else
great.
isn't allowed
That's exactly
to take
what
it.
I was gonna say.
So
So
for his sports,
So if my boat could directly fuck up your fish placement.
your
to a certain
placement,
extent, yeah.
your placement where you
Right, so
place
you-
your
with
boat.
your boat.
You'll watch
it's
it.
the physical boat.
Yeah.
You can watch it. I remember my wife got mad. It's like her 3rd time watching. She's like, "Let's watch fishing." Is what like we're going to sleep, and then all of a sudden, like some dickhead on like jet skis came by, and like made giant waves. She's like, "What the fuck is that guy doing here?" I'm like, "It's just a lake in the middle of the fucking."
Right. It's like they're allowed to be here too.
It's a 50 square mile thing. Did you see that guy in the background getting dragged on a fucking tube?
Right. So by my definition, if you could fuck up my ability to catch fish,
There has to be defense involved. Interesting.
direct defense though.
Direct defense.
Not fucking again, like if you could yell in my face, that counts.
What about curling? Because you can.
Yeah,
put,
curling's a
There
1,000%
you
a
go.
sport. It's a garbage one, but it's a sport nonetheless. It's boring, but it's a sport, yes.
All right.
Of course, you could knock something out of the way, of course.
I used to have a bullshit version of this when I was a kid, because I hated baseball as a child. And I'd be like, if you play a game, then I don't care. Oh no, it wasn't like baseball because I loved wrestling and everyone always told me wrestling was gay. Like,
well, it's definitely a sport.
I was like, no, you guys play a game. That's a game, not a sport. Sports, you play a match.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lame.
It worked for soccer because I like soccer too.
Yeah, no, soccer is also a sport.
I think
but
someone said like, "What about football?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't think about it too hard."
don't use your logic in this.
I'm gonna be going to the football match, the football Eagles.
That is what they say overseas, and I think we should bring that up here.
Nah, well, but I don't prove anything Europe does. But yeah. So by that definition, it is a sport. I just found it interesting that a lot of people did side with me. More people. By the way, I'm finding this out more and more. More people do agree with the way. More people do agree with me. They're just afraid to step up and say something.
More
That's it.
people that just happen to consistently take time out of their day to listen to my thoughts. Coincidentally,
Don't.
maybe they share
Hey!
a lot of.
Hey, don't look into it. There's other people on this show that combated me with it. all right?
As I build my own echo chamber around me.
He's so good at that.
Shut up.
He's like Bob the fucking
got
builder,
fucking
dude.
him.
Bob the goddamn builder.
No, I got Cunty over here in my ear saying I'm wrong. I got
So
Blaze
wrong.
on my ear who half agrees. with me.
No,
So
yeah.
Blaze is
he half agrees. That's
dumb,
not true.
dude. Get the hell out of
No,
here.
Okay, he's full dumb. Sure. Sure.
He's-
Blaze is retarded.
No, Evan's the most important person here. You're Davos Seaworth. Good service means telling hard truths. So maybe don't let Adam's red woman birth a giant vagina monster out here. It's gonna fuck up the whole story.
All I'm saying is people are turning around to my thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And we can move on. All I'm saying is if you guys agree with me about how you need defense for it to be a sport, you're right. Thank you. And I
Fall down some
appreciate you
stairs.
guys.
Fall down a set of stairs.
Dunk contest, not a sport.
Not a sport.
3-point contests,
Not a sport.
not a sport. I actually like watching that more these days.
Yeah, I like watching
Three-point
it.
contest is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
the
they're fun
skills
to watch.
contest is fucking cool, dude. The shit that they do because they do like that half court shot right at the end.
Yeah.
Fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
fun. But I wanted to get into your little expertise, college football, the upcoming draft.
Oh,
which is getting delayed too.
It's gonna get no. I don't know if the draft is getting delayed. They might just do it.
Okay.
A lot of pro days have been canceled, and then a lot of Penn State announced they were delaying spring practice indefinitely.
I saw Michigan, Ohio State canceled their spring game.
A couple of teams were doing a thing where they did like a week because you get 15 actual practices. For spring practices and then a spring game before you go back to just like strength conditioning and then like unofficial coaches can't talk to you bullshit without pads. But a bunch of teams did like a week and then did spring break, and now they're just like, we got to move it back forever. So
right.
I mean, I don't think a lot of draft stocks are going to be changing between now and then.
Why would it?
Was it the quarterback from I think it was Utah State? Looks like he's going to be going much earlier than everyone thought.
Could you pull up the upcoming draft class? Like just some big, like, just Google like upcoming NFL 2020 draft class or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to know what every team needs, but I mean, I'm a big believer in I'm a Baltimore guy, so
yes,
Ozzie Newsome just get the best player.
You think these
Joe
are just,
Burrow's going to sign any second now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's definitely going one, you think, for sure?
Yeah. Chase Young to the Redskins, that'll be awesome for that fan base.
Devastating as a Giant fan for me. But
well, here's the thing. It's the Redskins. They're going to ruin it somehow.
Sure, that's fair.
It'll be broken.
Hey, now, see, I want to talk Giants here because excuse me. As a fan,
could we zoom in on that? My eyesight is awful.
Can you what?
My eyesight's awful. Can we zoom in on that? Is that possible?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Is that a little better?
Thank you.
Right.
You go
I was just trying to pull it out a little
bigger
bit.
As you want. Just let them know. It has to be bigger. Let them know.
You're totally fine. Please go bigger.
I pumped it up for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Reebok.
As a Giant fan, I would like to see
your offensive line was a big problem last year.
Yeah. So the things that I would love to see worked on is O-line, linebackers, and DBs.
Tristan is an excellent pick right there.
Yes. Now, I prefer, if I had to choose between – see, now, I don't know who this is saying that Simmons should go first.
Simmons is a fucking player there. He's a bad motherfucker.
I know he's a bad motherfucker, but I'm saying as a Giant fan, I'm like, I think O-line's more important than the linebackers.
I think one individual linebacker, if they're a middle linebacker who's actually calling the plays and analyzing, can – be the difference between like a wild card team and a Super Bowl team.
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Ray Lewis. He will coordinate everyone to murder a guy and then get away with
Ray
it.
Lewis.
He's calling out everything. But if it's just a regular linebacker against O-line, I think the lines are the two defining parts of every game. It's O-line, D-line, quarterback. I don't necessarily need you to have an incredible running back, although that's a great X factor to have. Or incredible wide receivers. It's just so defined on the line of scrimmage.
Right. Because you could have a decent running back and you'll be fine. In fact, if you have a decent running back, you're better than 30 teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not 30 teams, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
you could have
10, 15 teams.
Not to bring it up to things we were talking about before the podcast. You could have a Chinese running back.
Oh, yeah.
we were talking before the podcast about how ridiculous it is that China's figured out how to make great athletes for gymnastics and just about every sport except for ones
Zhang
that
Wei
we like
Li
in America.
just won the first Chinese female ever MMA belt. So we were like, how not football yet? Well, that win.
Football?
Remember that win, the linebacker for the Cowboys for years?
No.
That win was Vietnamese, and he was like the only.
But was he Vietnamese American?
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm waiting for someone to be like, all right, he doesn't have a lot of Power 5 offers, but he's got 3 offers from the Group of 5.
Yeah,
he's from Szechuan, literally Szechuan. They call him spicy.
Yeah. How many great if he was a quick wide receiver, call him Kung Pao.
Oh my God. I mean, they would spicy. Everyone would be in for, but Kung Pao.
They too racist.
There'd be a couple of blogs.
Too racist. Nah. But it's a positive. You're so fucking you're so quick and spicy. You're hot.
Yes.
It's fucking great. It's good.
I don't think a lot of the people that write the blogs think Kung Pao is very very cool food though.
It's good. I fucking love
very
Kung
good
Pao.
food, but it's
how dare they?
You know.
But I prefer they go with Tristan Wirfs than over Isaiah Simmons for sure. As a Giant fan, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather see the both. Because here's the thing. I'm looking at just as from my own scope of my team. So I go, okay, we got Daniel Jones, young quarterback, looks, like he's going to be something, hopefully.
Arm.
Right? He can run.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
great athlete.
Let's put it this way. When I say he can run more than Eli could run. So
he's one of these guys that's coming out that you're going to go, this guy could do everything now except go out and win a Super Bowl by himself because he can't read and define a game and make the changes like that. But that's the only thing he's missing.
He's a rookie. He'll be fine. We'll work on it.
There's a lot of those guys coming out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, how many have come out? And I think like half the teams in the league have one of those guys right now where they're really athletic. They have a fucking cannon. They're really high level compared to what we normally got, at least when we were all kids for quarterbacks in the NFL. But can they be a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning? I don't know. I don't think either of those players, Simmons or Tristan, what's his face?
Wirfs.
Yeah. Either of those guys, I've seen both of them play. They're both really good.
Right.
It's one of those things where you just have to look at it and go, are we going to look at some like dumb but totally kind of matters metric like how wide are your hands and go, all right, this guy's marginally better. Pick him. I don't think you're going to be able to fuck that up with either of them.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I'd rather because again you got Daniel Jones, which again young, he's your future. Barkley, obviously we know what he could do. Evan Engram, young, he's essentially a wide receiver. I mean, let's protect that now and build up the O-line. So you could give him time to throw the ball. You could give Barkley a chance to run up. Like you give people. If you bring in Simmons, great, helps the defense. But we're not scoring points. Like
no, you guys had an awful offense last year, and it was really sad because you look around and be like, "There's a lot of talent here."
Well, also Barkley got hurt almost immediately, and he played on a bad ankle the whole season, and he wasn't himself. Evan Engram got hurt. Daniel Jones is his first year. We have no receivers.
Well, that's the thing. If everything's not clicking immediately, people start doing things that. I mean, football is such a snowbally sport where things start going well for you, and then all of a sudden they can't stop going well for you. But if one thing happens bad, that can snowball very quickly into everyone trying to do too many things. That's why it's a great sport. It's a lot of variables, so it makes it fun to watch.
But this is interesting for the Giants as a Giants standpoint. But like now Tua, everyone's thinking Dolphins are going to take him.
I think so, and I don't think it's a bad pick.
Why not?
I mean,
you keep going with Fitzpatrick. He's 80. Like
he's 80, but he's also serviceable. You don't have a team where you're going, if we could trade up and have a guy. So let's take a flyer on this guy whose femur exploded out the ass of his pelvis. We'll see what happens. Hey, medicine's pretty good these days.
You know what I can say though about Fitzpatrick? What a good guy to have as a fucking leader. Like what a good guy to like have in the locker room and teach you.
A veteran quarterback.
Incredible beard, looks like a pirate. I mean, he's really what you want in a gunfight.
Genius.
Right? Genius too.
Like he's he actually seems like a decent dude. Like he like cares about the other players on the team and shit. So I think for somebody especially like Tua coming off the real bad injury, I think somebody who's been through the ups and downs of the NFL and to be the person who's going to kind of teach you when you first get in there is kind of good for him.
I think that's good too. And Tua is a very head on straight kind of guy. Although it will be interesting to see if will he fall not necessarily because of the injury, but because people look around and go, do we really want his fucking dad? Like, he still goes, answers the question, why'd you go to Alabama? And he just goes, my dad's belt or some shit like he's just he still does what his dad tells him all the time.
That would be a problem in the pros.
Yeah. So
look at the Ball family in the fucking NBA.
Yeah. Do you want Joe Jackson coming? Well, the Ball family is psychopath.
Yeah,
but no, I'm famous too. They all came out of my balls. Do you get it? Big baller brand.
Right.
But this is like a dad that's like, I'm telling you how it is.
Right.
Also, you're 30 now, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the girl you're gonna marry. Get in there and make it happen.
Get in there, son. You kissing her counterclockwise? I taught you better. But I like Justin Herbert, by the way, going to San Diego.
He's a player.
Yeah, Oregon's my favorite college team, but that doesn't really mean shit. But I like him. Tall, quick.
I think I would not draft him that early.
No.
There are other players.
Other quarterbacks?
Yeah.
This is where you got to school. I'm not. What other besides obviously
Herbert's a really good player, but did he on an Oregon team that playing in the Pac-12? Not a ton of really the Pac-12 has been down.
It's been down for a bit.
It's been down forever,
and I think they lost a game or two.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a good. All right, you guys are turning me a little bit.
So, can you really be a turn it on kind of guy in that situation? I think it's not necessarily should he be judged for that because he's got not as strong a team around him, but you're not playing against world class defense.
You're not playing fucking Clemson.
You're not playing Clemson.
Yeah.
You're not playing any teams
Alabama,
from the SEC.
Oregon. Yeah.
But did Oregon play an SEC? I think they played Auburn last year before Auburn kind of got their shit together. But I don't
remember.
I think it was the first game of the season. But let's see who else we got. Derek Brown at Auburn. That's a great pickup.
Yeah.
Right there. CeeDee Lamb.
I don't know who CeeDee Lamb is.
He's wide receiver for Oklahoma.
Damn good.
Yeah, he's good.
Damn good. Like a lock. I mean, like for coming out,
and,
for as close to a lock as you can.
And I was always kind of
Andrew Thomas is in this draft. I didn't know he was playing college football. He smokes a lot of weed to play college football.
Well, I mean, he has the body for it.
He does. We're talking about a local Philly comic, everybody. Scroll down a little more.
But yeah, on CeeDee Lamb, real quick, to either team, to Arizona or to the Jets would be good for them, like really good.
Wow, he has Tristan Wirfs going, dropping down to 10.
I mean, it really with O linemen, not all teams do what I would do, which is go, who is the best player with the best head on their shoulders, who is the highest ceiling for us right now. Go get that player with every single pick. And eventually, after 2 or 3 seasons of maybe it doesn't, spark for you right away, but you're loading up, get as many picks as you can, and get the best player that you can with the most upside, it's going to pay off. I mean, the Ravens rode that too. I mean, in the playoffs, 4 out of 5 seasons for 20 years. And it works really well. Jordan Love coming in there out of Utah State.
Right.
Everyone's talking about that guy moving up right now.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, what was he putting up fucking good numbers in Utah?
He put up a lot of good numbers, but it's more the intangibles around him because Utah State did really well. And Utah State is not a powerhouse. They are the third best team in a very small state when it comes for recruiting classes.
Right.
So, you're not
because it's Utah State. It's not even fucking Utah.
Utah State. Not Utah.
Right. It's not Utah. It's Utah
not
State.
Brigham Young.
Not BYU. Right.
So you're talking about a guy that did a lot with not a lot around him. Then where do they could go? Henry Ruggs, the third Alabama wide receiver.
But that means they're gonna stick with fucking Jacoby.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go free agency. Personally, I think the Colts are going to be going.
I don't actually know who's out there.
Phillip Rivers is out there.
Cam Newton. Will
Tom Brady's fucking.
Phillip Rivers is a great person to go get right now.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say Carolina should get him
because you can get him. Carolina, I think, actually would be the ideal destination for him. But you can get him. He's gonna cost, but he's not gonna cost Tom Brady money.
No way.
He knows you can get him for a 2-year deal where he's still,
he's gonna retire soon.
Yeah, and you could go out and get someone else and have him come in and train behind him, or maybe you just go out and you take Henry Ruggs, and that's a great pick right there. Any one of Alabama's wide receivers is a great pick because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of talk that, hey, is Tua this good or is the scheme? Is he sitting behind one of the best offensive lines and then he throws a 10-yard pass and then how many yards after the catch do all 4 of these fucking guys have?
Right.
They all have just an insane amount.
It's more them making the play after than
it's
a lot of
true
everything.
and it's not true. Just because if you especially with Trevor Lawrence, you'll see quarterbacks talk about it's not like the downfield pass that they're so impressed with. They're so impressed with the drop back 3, drop back 5, turn to the left, which is the blind side, and then whip it in there. It's a 30-yard pass for 7 yards, and how accurate and tight he is and fast with that. That's what makes it a good quarterback. But still, those guys make so many plays after the catch. Well, just draft them.
Right, just draft them. Right. Yeah. Keep going now.
Jerry Jeudy, another great one. I mean, honestly, I think he's the best one of the Alabama kids. Do we get to a Raven at any point? Justin Jefferson.
There you go.
There it goes.
Oh, so they're pretty much going for edge or linebackers, huh?
Malik Harris. Yeah. Oh, that's what we do. We go linebackers because we're going to blitz.
See, he has Jordan Love going to Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee is
Tannehill they just signed though, right?
He might. I don't know. I'm paying attention. But working a lot. Been working a lot, telling these jokes.
Scroll down.
Buying stuff for the coronavirus. Nobody come to my house. I got my neighbor's wife's gun.
I'm just See, they're thinking that the Colts are gonna get a trade.
Yeah, I just saw this on from Sports Illustrated. Titans and Tannehill are all working on a deal right now.
DeAndre
they are.
Swift in the first round. I don't think so.
Oh,
great,
no way.
Great running back, but he's not.
Don't need to go first round.
One cut power guy. He's not.
There's no running back good enough. Right?
Not,
to really go first round.
Not this year. No.
The dude from Wisconsin?
With Jonathan Taylor is incredible, but he's not like a catch the ball.
Right.
Moving
He's
up
not a
the field kind of
Saquon
guy.
where you're like,
He's
we
not
need
a
him.
Saquon.
Like, yeah.
I mean, he's incredible, but you should also realize coming into this, does he have 1,000,000 miles on him? Is he in a Wisconsin team that's going to run the ball 40 times a game?
Right.
Yeah. Are most of that going to be him? Are they going to be punishing? It's just I would not draft him in the top 3 rounds because I think there's someone better on the board you can find with less mileage. Whereas if you're someone who's like, hey, we need something like a complementary piece for our running game, which if you're a running game in the NFL these days that isn't complementary, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You got to keep, 17, games in the wild card. How many? Is 19 games to win the Super Bowl now?
Altogether, it's 19.
Yeah, 19 games. That's a shitload of games.
If you get the first round bye, I think, right?
Yeah.
Then it's 20 if you get play the wild card?
But most teams play the wild card these days.
No.
I would.
I don't think. Is that true?
Think so.
I thought most teams have the bye one.
Even if it's even, it's fucking nuts.
You might be right.
Because it's so much of a.
I think you're right because the Giants won on.
It's a momentum. It's a timing, and if you take 2 weeks off, because it's really 1 week
You're
and
right.
2 weeks, if you're not playing, like it fucks with you.
Yeah, it does.
So,
That momentum shit's real. Baseball too.
Oh yeah.
Especially baseball, because you're not even like. There's really no. It's not the same physical recovery time.
Yeah.
So you're really just bored. You're really just fucking sitting around.
It's the weakness of the human brain. We got dumb monkey brains.
Yep.
And we're gonna go out and we're gonna do stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to take a couple days. And go, I'm not playing in 2 weeks. I'll go out and get fucked up. Ooh, there's that chick at that bar. She knows what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden that turns into 4 days. Now I gotta go back to practice. And oh shit, I'm hungover. My hydration's fucked up. She's in this place for eating live bats. Now there's a disease in the fucking things. She said it was a dare. Just lick it. And I was like, you're not going to lick this fucking bat right now?
My pussy?
Yeah, no.
I'm going to eat the whole I'm going to eat this bat.
Dude, I will stick that bat in my armpit and make fart sounds with it, Because I'm an alpha male.
I'll bite its head off like Ozzy Osbourne at a fucking concert.
Please don't bring up Ozzy. I'm so sad for Ozzy.
What happened to Ozzy?
I think Sharon's fully not with him anymore and has some younger guy. And she's just like Ozzy's dead basically.
Yeah,
and she's like,
sad.
Ozzy, I'm gonna do my talk show and you go out on the road.
That's more Australian.
I don't know. I can't do voices.
I can't either.
When I was a boy, because I'm 34 now and I get to start things with when I was a boy. When I was a boy, I could do voices. Yeah, you do.
Yes.
But yes, also remember, I'm an old soul. I like
you are an old soul.
fishing and. Do you have any idea how excited I was to plant some of my early spring crops in my backyard?
By the way, you're getting the. Are you taking Ellie and Dan out fishing?
Yeah. Dan and I went last year, and it didn't go super great, but I got a lot better as the summer went. And now I'm just I'm dialed in.
Because Ellie was at the Pop and Chill last week.
Yeah.
And she was like, Andy's taking me out fishing. I was like, Andy Lane?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, was he just taking everybody out fishing now? Is that his fucking.
She asked, and I'm excited. I went out. I've only been out once this year just because the water temperature hasn't been great. Let me see if I can find.
Are you eating the stuff you guys catch?
This one will, but this is my list of fish that I caught from last year.
It's a lot of fucking fish.
It's a lot of fucking fish.
Would you just eat? You ate all these?
Not all these. Because a lot of them. So we're gonna go for trout. Spring is trout season around here, but trout aren't native fish.
Right.
So they're stocked. And they're cold water fish. So they're actually most of them will either be caught or because they're farm fish, they're genetically weak.
Okay.
So you can catch them and throw them back, but a lot of them, if you don't take really gentle care of them because they're fragile fish, they are just going to die even if you throw them back.
Really?
A lot of fish that you throw back are going to die.
Oh, so
even if you catch them the way you're supposed to.
So catch and release is kind of pointless?
About 1 in 5, depending on how you hook it, is being thrown back. So it also depends on how you hook it. If you got one of these things that's got 9 hooks on it, and one of them gets in the lip and one of them gets in the gill, well, that fish is going to die because his gill is fucked.
Right.
But of the trout, yeah, we're going to eat them. But a lot of other stuff is just different types of bluegill, sunny panfish that are really popular around here. Like bass, this is a weak area for bass. I just throw them back. Just want them to be nice because it's fun when I get to go out and be like, yeah, I was out for 2 hours after work. I caught 12 fish. That's awesome.
That is pretty cool, especially if you're keeping.
Yeah, and I'll catch catfish and keep the catfish. Because those are really good eaters. Or carp. Carp are hard as shit to clean. They're bony and ugly, but it's good meat. Trout are easy by that standards. Just clean. It's still like it's the same sort of a fish as a salmon. It's like a freshwater salmon, basically. So they got those pin bones, but other than that, like it comes off really well.
I fucking love fish.
Yeah,
like eating fish.
Mm-hmm.
I just get very seasick.
Well, we're going on the bank, so we're going. There's a creek that's in Philly. It's my favorite place in Philly. There's not many places in Philly I actually like.
Right.
This is like my wife on our wedding day. You give each other gifts now, I guess.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know either. I just went to the same place. I buy all her jewelry, and I went, all right, we're like a week out.
What do you got?
What do you got? I am feeling this many dollars guilty.
Yeah.
And my wife had a photographer come and took a picture of the trailhead to this park. It's a state park that's in Philly with this creek, and I'm obsessed with it. And she gave that to me. Like it almost made me cry. Like,
that's very nice.
It was beautiful.
You're a piece of shit, but go on.
But yeah, but she spent like $20 on this, and I spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and she was like, "This is so nice." I was like, "Damn it!" My wife's so good at giving gifts.
Oh, mine's awful, and she's also awful at receiving gifts.
Wow,
so, yeah.
man, wow.
Yeah, I bought her a Louis Vuitton bag one time. She's like, "Return it." I was like, "Okay."
See, you can't do that. I really will just put it in the wheelhouse of stuff she likes, and I will just outspend her to equate it, because my wife's so good at it. She knows me so well that she will just get me things that mean a lot to me. Like I'll show you one right now. This isn't sport, but gift giving is a sport in a way.
Yeah, there's defense involved. My wife is undefeated,
so
I have a losing record in gift giving.
This is a leather strap that my wife had made for me
with the coordinates.
So the coordinates on it. So that is the exact GPS coordinates to my backyard, because I love my backyard so much.
That's pretty cool.
Because I have a deck, and I have my chair, and I sit there and I read books. So I got my grill, and I got all because I have a big garden where I grow food in summer and spring and fall.
So you'll be fine during the apocalypse.
Dude, do you think I don't have winter stuff? I mean, granted, it's just onions and garlic right now, and that's the only stuff that's remotely ready to come out. It's like, man, they smell like shit in that house.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're eating a lot of fresh produce, but they smell fucking awful.
Yeah, it's a lot of farts. Yeah, you actually see the green stink lines like in comic books.
My God, yeah. And then I got arugula and cilantro and parsley in the ground.
Gardening, the most dangerous of sports.
Oh my, it's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. No, so that was that's the draft pretty much. I mean, just coming. I mean, so you think Joe Burrow is to cap this off is going to be legit?
I think that he will be.
Evan shaking his head no. So I want to hear what Evan has to say after you. What do you have to say?
Evan, why don't you? Are you afraid of his small hands?
No, I'm not afraid of his small hands.
I get why. You're not the biggest dude, but your hands are most of what I can see of you right now.
I actually do have quite large hands.
We call him Evan Palms.
Comparatively to my size.
I can imagine Evan meeting a lady, and she's like, they're trying to do some he's going downstairs, and he's like, I hope you're deep right now.
I hope you're ready.
I gotta reach.
Yeah.
There's girls coming home after second dates with him going, you can't teach reach.
Evan just picks her up by the pussy.
The one
just palms him by the pussy.
The one thing that scares me about him isn't the hands or anything like that, because you got Teddy Bridgewater's got baby hands. I mean, he's got legitimate baby hands.
The smoking, I agree.
No, not even that. Not even that. It's that his first couple seasons in the NCAA, really nothing to write home about
He
at all.
He didn't start.
Right, he didn't start.
Dwayne Haskins was in front of him.
He kept getting beaten out.
Mm-hmm.
He kept getting beaten out by other guys,
and
even when it's all. I personally think he's a product of the system.
Of the system. Mm-hmm.
That's the part that scares me.
I just feel like
he got beat out by other guys who.
But this is college football. That's what happens in college. It's like the good guy doesn't always start. It's just like you're the senior, you're gonna keep playing, and you'll play when you're a junior. That's dumb, but that's what it is.
Yeah, but that's not even what happened to him. He got beat out by other guys that were.
How do we know that? Well, they're not saying that. That's what they say for everything. But the real reason is you're not gonna start till you're fucking junior.
He got beat out, but. There's a lot that you don't know.
He was getting beat out by kids that were younger than him.
Kids that were younger than him, but on the judgment of coaches, a lot of whom don't have jobs right now for a reason.
Right.
Big scandals there.
Right.
Were they looking and going? Because the college coaches, no matter how you cut it. I remember when I used to coach high school, and I remember it was a rude awakening when I got to college for sports. And I was not a high-level athlete. I was a Division III athlete. But I remember being like, holy shit, this guy, who this isn't even his entire job, he views us and this man has passed, and I, by the way, would like hurt someone if they said something bad about this guy. But I also realized this guy looked at us like commodities.
Right.
It's a weird level of loyalty there.
Right.
I'm still friends with his kids, but those coaches, they kind of, you hope you get one that cares about you a little bit, but like they have to be looking around going, all right, so the recruiting pipeline is this, and this kid came from here, and there's another guy, and these two overlap, so I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, but this guy has to start because there's a couple kids that he's connected to, or there's a program that he's connected to, or maybe he's got cousins or friends or whatever, and I need to get those guys in the program, so maybe I'll start him and sit this other guy. It's a wash. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's a fucking game. Right, so it's a game.
Real quick, just to go back to what I was saying, he did play the full year in 2018. And he played 2019. In 2018, he did not play very well.
Mm-hmm.
How many games? Like how many attempts did he have that season? I assume you have the stats up there.
Yeah, he had 379 attempts, 219 completions, so 57.8. He had 2,800 yards, only 16 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
That's good. That's a good ratio, though.
Yeah, it's good, and that's as a sophomore, I think.
Yeah, because he's a junior last year, and
he's
a
senior.
No, he's a senior last year.
No, that was his
right.
Yeah,
year,
so
right,
that was
sorry,
actually
right.
that was actually
Redshirt
technically
redshirt freshman.
Well, no, I mean it was 2018. Would have been since he's a second-year senior, he would have technically been a senior.
Adam, can you and I just not count?
Wait, no, now I'm getting lost too. Wait, hold on.
I'm just gonna go and
so
believe
he played 5. Wait, is he 5 years in LSU or 4 years in LSU?
2 years.
No, he was only 2 years in LSU, but then he was 3 years.
Ohio State before Ohio State, right?
He was 3 years eligible.
So he's 3 years out. So then he was
so he was a second-year senior.
Second-year senior.
Oh.
So in 2018, he was a senior.
Yeah. Okay. I think I get it.
Hold on.
Wait. My brain's fucking failing. Hold on. 3-year eligibility in Ohio State. Transferred.
3 years eligibility.
Right.
At
Transferred to LSU. Played 2 years. That's 5 years.
He never played the first year at all.
Yeah. So he redshirted.
He redshirted.
He redshirted his first year.
Yes.
So 5
and then
years
2016, 2017.
Yes.
He had some stats, and then 2018 was when he finally was able to transfer over.
Yeah.
Because he started the transfer process in 2017 after he figured out like I'm not making it anywhere.
I'm not playing
and
Ohio
then Fields came transferring in from Georgia, and I mean, to a certain offense, Fields is going to be a better option. Just with you're building college is almost more of a team sport than the NFL, because the NFL was a 53 man roster, whereas in college you might have 70 guys actually.
Yeah,
play
it's legitimate 100-man roster. It's like
Yeah.
you can have everybody on the team.
No,
it's fun.
I think you have to keep it under 70.
Yeah, it's something crazy. I know.
70 can
actually
dress,
actually
but I
dress
think
for the game.
100 on the actual
100
roster.
plus on the roster.
100 plus on the
I've seen
roster,
102.
70 to dress. But that's so many more role players. You can get so many more guys in the game. So
also,
sometimes it's just you need a guy who's dual threat, and Joe Burrow is not as much of a dual threat guy.
Agreed. Also, the thing with college too is like, when 5 guys come out of LSU or 5 guys come out of Ohio State to the draft, those are 5 studs, but you're going to a team of 53 of those studs.
Yeah, and how many roles can you do?
Right.
Because a lot of those guys look around and they're like, all right, I'm a great edge rusher. They're like, yeah, all right, we have like 4 of those guys.
4 of those
already.
guys. What do you bring to the table?
So
it's better.
Can you block on returns?
Right.
It's like I haven't practiced that in like since like middle school. Like, all right, well, we're gonna pay you only for that. So, about to get out there and make a couple plays, kid.
Right, and it's like, well, I was this top tier cornerback, and great. We have 7 top tier cornerbacks here. Why are you better?
Yeah.
What makes you better?
They were all top tier. And guess what?
Right.
Guess what?
Nothing.
Here, 5 of them suck.
Which is fun. I mean, but anytime anybody hears me say NFL player sucks, I mean to the NFL standard.
Yeah.
I do not mean they suck as an athlete.
That stuff really drives me nuts. I knew a guy, I worked with him for a while, and he played for 2 years in the NFL. And I've never met a better natural athlete. Like everything. Like we're playing like the washer sort of horseshoe deal. He I beat him. I was good. I've been playing all summer. And I beat him once, and I schooled him. And he's like, all right, cool. He played cornerback. And
what was his name? You remember his name?
It was all Tony Rice with a W.
I don't remember. Okay.
So he played I think Iowa Central.
Okay.
Like junior college, and
right.
then 1 year someplace else, and then he got drafted. He was just so fast.
Of course.
He's a great track coach now in the area. But he just came over with the washers, and I beat his ass one game, and then he just went bang, 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 and like the rest of the afternoon just could not miss.
Right.
He was not a guy that played basketball or anything else with ball sports. He was a track coach. He was a track guy and a cornerback who was just really fast. He was just such an incredibly natural athlete.
Yeah, no, I've told the story on this podcast before, but when I was playing, after I stopped playing full contact, I was just playing. I was like, I still want to play like flag or two-hand touch. So we were in two-hand touch league. It was a fucking pretty competitively violent two-hand touch league, you know. And we were playing this other team, and their quarterback was at the time, this is going back years, at the time, he was like 39, 38, and he was the backup, forgot his name, for Florida State when he was in college.
Oh, Jesus.
And, again, I'm 25 at the time. I'm still cocky because I'm like, I just came out of playing fucking semi-pro football. Like, fuck this guy. He's old. When I tell you he put that ball wherever he wanted to put that ball, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're 38 and you were the backup. You never went to pro.
Those guys are
it's
so
like,
good.
It's phenomenal how, I mean, it was like ding, ding, ding. I was like, I am out of breath. I can't stop this.
And you just look around like, look, I am out of practice, but you have no idea how slow this is happening in my mind right now. It's incredible.
And to us, we were like, hey, man, we got it. You're good. It's like we couldn't. Dude, you might as well put Tom Brady out there. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So every time I hear someone be like, fucking so-and-so sucks, I go, what do you mean? You mean they suck comparatively? Sure. But they suck? You're crazy. You work at Home Depot and you're 800 pounds.
It's a lot like when you hear, it's like someone say, man, that girl is really hot. And then some guy's like, I don't think so. Yeah, really? You don't think so? It's like a woman that's like on TV or in movies. They're like, I mean, I don't know. Like Allison Janney.
Right.
From the mom of
I know
the
Mom.
About. Yeah. Like, if you don't know who she is, look her up and you're like, yeah, is she really? If she is in front of you,
you're
all
fucking
6'2",
Allison Janney.
You're fucking Allison Janney.
Of course.
I mean, I wouldn't, but that's just me.
No, you would.
Well,
I would do things for stories alone.
Evan, you have to fuck Allison Janney because she's 6'4" and she actually has a vagina that can handle your entire fingers.
Yeah, you could palm her up on one hand. Shifting over, talking about people shit talking athletes. Let's go talk a little MMA before we get out of here. We're an hour in. I want to talk a little MMA with you.
Absolutely.
People who I used to fight, so I have a very intimate knowledge of fighting. I know what it's like to get in there and actually get punched in the fucking head, and know what it's like to get kicked and not unconscious. You know, I know what it's like. When I watch fights with people who don't really get it, and they'll be like, "Oh, why does this punch more?" Shut up!
Watching boxing is one of the worst.
It's boxing is really hard for like casual fans.
Because people are like, what? What did you throw a punch? Throw a punch. Oh, no.
I had to listen to criticism for the I know we were talking off air about the fights last weekend, and you could I was able to watch the last two driving home from the Poppin show, but like I watched the Israel Adesanya Romero fight. Yeah, Adesanya defending his title. Now, if anybody fucking knows anything about UFC or MMA, you know Romero is a fucking killer.
He's a killer.
You know he's 40 years old and he's a god.
You don't know God. You don't know how old he is. Cuba, the Russian and Cuban wrestling programs
you don't know.
Are notorious for putting guys in there that are 3
might be
years
50.
older. He might. I would say it's entirely possible he's 43. That's
still
about.
20.
They usually.
You're right.
They do not lie more than that, and a lot of the. As I'm such a fucking wrestling nerd, a lot of the guys who have had their actual school transcripts leaked out of Russia or Cuba.
Yeah.
It's usually if there's a phenom that comes along like Yoel Romero or like Sedulayev out of Russia, who you will hear about eventually coming to MMA. He won't. He makes too much money as it is, but they're always like 3 years older than they actually say there.
And again, Romero, a silver medalist in the Olympics.
Silver.
This guy's not a fuck, and he's killed middleweights forever.
Yeah.
And now Adesanya comes in this fight. He's like, well, I'm the champ. I know Romero is going to want me to engage with him so he can fucking counter and knock me out.
Yeah.
That's what Romero's looking to do. So the fight, Romero, though, is also playing smart. So he gets in there. And I can understand, if you're a casual fan, like, this is a fucking boring fight. Well, you're dumb.
You have to appreciate the drama of going, this is it. The whole fight is this right here.
Because there's been a few, I don't know if you saw the highlights at all, but there's a few times Romero just missed Adesanya with the fucking left.
Yeah, just missed.
He just dodged it to miss the kick. If he connects, who the fuck knows if he's keeping his jaw intact? You know, it's like...
And Romero is not one of those guys that looks like the Hulk, but like it's just not powerful muscle mass. It's just size. He has size and
Romero looks like he weighs
ungodly power.
240 pounds.
You can look at him and know that is dense fucking steel cables.
Just pull up Yoel Romero the way he looks like. He looks like you're punching steel.
Yes, please. I want something to dream about when I go to sleep tonight.
Just, dude, fuck
Look at
out
that.
of here.
Look at that.
He fights at middleweight.
I know. It's insane.
That's psychotic.
And he does it without being able to use IVs to rehydrate.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Dude, Soldier of God is right, man. I mean,
a soldier of God should be walking around shirtless at all times going, this is what you should look like.
I love you. Michael Bisping. I love you. Do you see Adesanya talk shit about kicking his leg, and then the next day he posted a video of him running around a sandbox?
Yeah, I saw the
Badass.
video. It's like,
But his leg got fucked up.
I never thought about that. Like, that is the way to do it, is in sand the next day.
Well, it's lighter on your.
It's so much more cushion, but like, I remember seeing that and being like, oh, he must have beat the shit out of you, but that is smart, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they showed his leg that fight. It was fucking swollen shit. But I think people also got mad because
no one respects those kicks either. Until anyone who does that, if you're listening, you got a buddy out there that you have like 6 beers, you get the fights, and you're like, these kicks are fucking bullshit. Have that guy's chick come in, have him stand there, wait on the leg.
Yep.
Make him put weight on the leg, and have his chick, I don't care how small she is.
Yep.
She doesn't even need to use proper form. Just make sure she hits him with her shin and not her foot, and you're going to see him go,
Yep. Now imagine a top-tier athlete.
Well,
like John Jones doing it.
Yeah, Norton still talks about that. John Jones
I know.
kicking him, and he didn't lay into it, and how it fucked him up worse than anything else
he
a
said it was
fighter's
the most
ever
painful
done.
he's ever done. I was fucking around with my son the other day because he
How old is your son?
He'll be 9 this month.
Oh, you're getting into the trouble years, dude.
Yeah, I know. So he likes MMA. Like he likes. I used to do. I try to teach him some self-defense stuff, jiu-jitsu and stuff. But like he also likes to fuck around, and sometimes he likes to fucking throw little hands himself. I'm like, all right, we can do that.
It's almost like boys will be boys.
Yeah, right.
So what's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Andy Lane here all day.
How's it going?
But like I was like, all right, you want to keep throwing? I was all right. So I was letting him try to throw punches, and I tapped his leg.
It's the most precious thing ever.
Tapped his leg.
Where they realize, like, oh, fuck, I'm nothing.
I'll tell you what he did. It was very funny. I tapped his leg, and he went, like he laughed it off. But he was like, fuck, that hurt. And I was like, yeah, buddy, don't forget, Daddy used to do this for fun. Don't fuck with me.
I remember my realizing my dad, because we would wrestle, but we would wrestle like these weird rules, like weird, like 90s UFC rules, but I was like, I was always really small. Like I was
tapping out. You just gotta get knocked out.
I was like 60 pounds in 7th grade. I was so small.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad just like turning it on one day, and I remember because I'd always beaten him. I'd always beat him like 100 times in a row, and I always found a way to pull it out or get a choke or something like that with no training at all.
Of course.
Just watching one UFC every 3 months. Like, I know what
I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Fucking loser of an old man. You pay for this house, you go work hard, pay for this house, come home, watch my 8-year-old ass fuck you up. And then one day he just like lifted me all the way up into the air like the Undertaker. And I was like, oh.
That's what his face made. When I said I just did this with his leg, with the leg kick, and he literally almost lifted off the ground.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
What's gonna be great though is there's gonna come a time, and I still, it's one of the best months of my life. My dad, I think he'd had a couple of drinks maybe, but I was in high school. I think I was a junior, so I was still wrestling 112. I was still really small. My dad he's 6 foot 200, and he was like, let's fucking go. We went out in the backyard, and I took like a low single, and like he was like, what the fuck? I just sort of like not clipped his knee, but like I sort of pushed the weight in a little bit. He like fell over, lost his footing, and I got on top and threw legs in and just stretched his ass for the next 9 minutes. And he was just like walking in, like there's a look on his face, like, all right, well, we're never gonna fucking do that again. Yeah, like that's gonna come a time in your life.
I can't let it.
No, you can't.
I'm not because of this reason, but I'm been thinking about training again. I can't spar because of my head. I can't.
No, you can't.
I can't take a shot.
I wouldn't do it either
to my head at all because of the concussion
your
and stuff. I'll die.
Do you know how many you've had?
Countless, literally countless. Because
I think I'm over 30.
I probably have more than that because I mean they 3 documented from the car accidents, but then all the undocumented ones from football and MMA.
Yeah.
Like so many.
Football is just so much.
I mean, think about all the times in a game I just got fucking my head hit, and you're walking around, and you're like, huh, and you just walk back to your position. Yeah. Like you don't leave.
Yeah, I think of all the times that like, there were times I knocked myself out wrestling, like trying to show someone like, let me throw a move. Thinking I'm smaller than this guy, so I'm gonna fucking launch him and look cool. I just launched him, but all the weight landed on my head, just my head.
Yeah,
I think there's a mat there.
Did you ever go to the hospital for any, like 1 or 2 of them?
One.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. I went for the 3 car accidents because they kind of made me.
One, because this is the first time that since I was like not a baby, because I like sledded into a car bumper once. Like a stationary car bumper once. It just was like out. I remember coming to like under the car. Like, what the fuck?
Where am I?
My dad didn't come down the hill forever because he thought I was dead. I was 2. It was one of my first memories.
Your dad was
I was like 2.5.
Well, I can't solve it, so
no,
he's dead. He's gone.
It was this steep hill in this area we lived with, the elementary school at the bottom, parking lot right there, and there is like not a car to be seen except there's one like way the fuck over there. And he sends me down, and I'm going slow, but I like turn around because I love my dad. I'm like, Dad! So weight shifts, and all of a sudden I start careening off to the side. But I was like, oh fuck. He's like, turn. Like, I love you too. Just waving back, I love you. And I turn back around and it just gets smashed in the bumper, and I'm out. And I remember waking up like wedged under there. My dad didn't come down for like 10 minutes because he's sitting up there going, oh, he's fucking dead. What am I going to tell him?
That's what I'm saying.
What am I going to tell Sheila?
You're not gonna believe it, but
like, all right,
he should have went left. I told him.
I know you told me to be careful, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up! What do you know? I'm a man. I'm taking this boy out to sled." But his head is. I got the pieces. that was my first concussion, but yeah, my first one after that, like my first one was I was at wrestling camp, and there was one of these weird practices where like 3 guys got concussions, but we were just like 2 guys taking those like double leg shots into each other, and 3 guys were like out, like in like one exchange, 3 guys were out, and I went to the hospital for that one.
I remember I got head kicked unconscious during a sparring session one day where I because this is back again.
Where did you get you jawline or like behind the ear? Oh, temple. Oh fuck. Well, at least you fucked up his foot.
I went to block it, and he kicked through my block and just fucking knocked me out.
Oh, so like your hand went up or something? Or
don't remember. I just know I went to fucking kind of duck block it because I was not in a good position. And he was like, I'm in perfect position. And boom! I remember waking up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right.
I remember when I was first starting to like kickbox a little bit, and I remember it was Aaron Riley. Shouts out Coach Aaron. UFC not Hall of Famer, but hey, hook and shoot, Hall of Fame. Indiana, baby. But he was teaching us how to block head kicks, and he was like, all right, you want to get up here and then over top with this? Yeah. And I was like, what if we can't do that? And he's like, it's best not to get head kicked. Let's move on. All right, here we go. Next thing.
That's what I tried to do.
You're like, fuck, this is it. This is it.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh no, you have to have. Sorry.
Boom. I was like, all right.
Sorry, heavy-footed white boy. You got to have some head motion. And
yeah, I mean, and this is like...
you need to be out there shucking, possibly jiving.
Possibly. I just need to get in shape again. And I think jiu-jitsu...
You're still in great shape.
No, I'm not. I'm not in shape.
No,
I have no cardio.
How you doing?
I'm 33.
33? Yeah, so you're like...
I'm 164 pounds right now, but there's no muscle.
He's skinny fat.
Yeah. My insides are fat.
No, he's actually skinny fat.
Well, like, how old... I'm 34. How much do you think I weigh?
It has nothing to do with weight.
Yeah.
Weight means
I'm trying to get him to give me a compliment.
I was going to say about 185.
200.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look it.
Yeah. I mean, from my cheeks to my neck, yeah.
But down here.
Down there, no.
Look it. I would say 185, 190 tops.
Yeah. I got down to like 184 for like my wedding day, and that was it. And it was like just like cutting weight for wrestling, where I'm at that weight for 1 hour, maybe 2. Then we're going right back up, baby.
Booze and food, baby. No, I weighed myself this morning. I was 164 point something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my cardio, I don't even know what that word is. Like, it's gone. Like, I don't have it.
I don't have. I've been training for a half marathon that, thank God, just got canceled. I haven't been training hard enough, and I fucked up my leg at work on New Year's, and it hasn't healed yet. But like, I can't go like I used to be able to go like wrestle. Let's fucking let's go shark bait. Like 2 guys in, 1 guy out. As soon as there's a takedown, the guy that got took down is like the other guy's coming
it's like
on
tag team.
The guy that wins the takedown goes out. We were doing that as hard as we could go for like 2.5 hours. And right now I'm like, I I go over like 20 seconds.
I talked about this on stage the other day. But like, I was play wrestling my wife, who's 5 foot, 120 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like in a reverse bear hug,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "You ain't going anywhere." And then she started pushing my arms down, and I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna choke you out because I still know jiu-jitsu." And then I was like,
"You just have to win."
I had to win. I was like, "It was a dream. You weren't beating me."
I gotta have that cut out and play that for my wife because she'll really appreciate it. Because I will still like I'll hug her, but then she will notice if I'm hugging her. Like straight on hug, it's a hug. But it's very aggressive. I will take her arms and whip them behind me. You're fucking hugging me too, lady. I could squeeze the shit out of her. But like if I'm hugging her from the side, she'll realize all of a sudden I'm like coming under. I'm hooking her wrist. I'm pulling it.
Yeah.
She knows I'm hooking her for like actual wrestling moves. And for her work, they'll teach her like self-defense, like not aggressive self-defense techniques.
Which pointless. Don't teach those.
Well, it's for she's working with people with special needs.
Oh,
So like she can't hurt them
even
back.
easier.
So it's like but she'll be like once a year she will come in. It's like an established day in our house. She's like, all right, here's the new stuff, and I'll either teach her what's bullshit. I think last couple of years there've been a couple things where I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But like there have been a few years where I'm like, this is working a little bit, but I can't allow this. This is horseshit.
Yeah. It's more of it's totally ego thing. I was like, I'm not gonna let you push my arms out.
I have to win into the end of this. I'm gonna go over unders and lat drop you onto the bed.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, you don't know how to stop a rear naked choke, so I was gonna do that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was gonna drop back and then watch you go out.
Oh yeah, that was year one where she was like, choke me, and I started to walk by, and she's like, why would you choke me from there? I'm like, that's where all the chokes come from.
Yeah. What do you think? They come at you like this?
Yeah, and then she
like
went
a
around
zombie, like Frankenstein.
She went around the front, and I started doing like the basic jiu-jitsu collar choke. She's like, what the fuck are you doing my shirt? It's like, no, you're supposed to just grab me at the front like a rapist in 80s movies.
Now, yeah, right. Which, by the way, that used to remember that used to be called a rape choke in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Now it's not called that anymore.
What's it called now?
I forgot what they changed it to. I think it's called a dominant choke or something.
A dominant choke.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
I
you're in
rape
dominant
choke
position.
is interesting because it teaches you like, hey, if you're ever like with a lady and you're doing this, you should fucking stop.
Unless she says to.
Unless you have like
Yeah.
a
written
notarized
note.
a notarized.
Yeah. I want to be rape choked by this dude.
I know.
Real quick before we end, Ev, do you see 2K games are being made again?
Oh,
yeah, but there's a little bit of a caveat.
God
with that.
damn it.
Oh, I
Damn
got
it.
so
you know
excited.
what? You know what? I fucking, because I knew everyone's going to know this. So all day I was excited. I was like, everyone's going to know more
NCAA
about
football, I need it back.
this. That's coming back, I thought. Anyway. go.
No, it's
So the caveat is that Madden still owns all of the rights to the simulation football. So the NFL, the
it has to be
2K one
arcade
is going to
style.
be like an arcade game. Like
I don't
NFL
want
Street.
that.
like
I want the
Blitz.
real. That
But
game was
here's-
so much better.
Check this out. So here's the good thing, though. Here's the only good thing that can happen from it. Next year, at the end of the year, is when the Madden's whole stranglehold ends. They're probably going to re-up the contract, but the contract ends at the end of 2021,
But
They're gonna re-up
but
the
but
contract. It's
hold
too
on,
big.
NFL has to agree to that.
which they probably will.
They will.
But they might get more money
They
from
might.
both.
I don't think so. I just want NCAA football back.
I thought that was coming back.
It might come back, but it's still iffy on like how many years away. Are they going to develop it? What engine? If they just use like the Madden engine,
That's what they used to, pretty much.
it was a little bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
How is the recruiting going to look? The last game was pretty.
What was
good.
that 2014 was the last one, right?
2014. I keep an old Xbox just so I can play it. I'm such a dork right now.
But apparently the new one, they could use the kids' names and stuff, right? Because that's part of the thing. With the
they
new,
I'm not sure if
We'll see.
How
That's
they
gonna
worked
be
it
a
out.
while.
they should get paid
the,
for that.
The lawsuit ruled that they could, but like how it would be executed is still very much up in the air.
You just pay him you pay him a stipend.
It's if you want to know how they pay players now, just look up was it SB Nation The Bag Man. It's a great article about
how do they do it now?
All right, so
Like the quick
so
rundown.
it is all cash. Anytime you hear a story about like there's just an account they go get money from, it's cash. It's never like big money guys, like millions of dollar donation guys. It's always a bunch of guys that went to the school and they have cash businesses like restaurants or lawn mowing companies, landscaping, construction,
right.
things with a lot of cash flow through that you can pull
Right.
out. And it's mostly guys that can afford to part with 10 to 20 grand a year. You know, and then they just get lots of burner phones. They meet up. Sometimes it's, at tailgates. Sometimes it's the fucking Waffle House. And it's large payments up front in cash to get a recruit to sign, and then maintenance payments of a few $100s here, a few $100s there, or even just down to like, hey, coach, or not coach, guy, I don't know, one of the analysts calls, says, hey, we need to take care of this stuff. This junior college guy, he's watching that NFL games on Sunday in the student union because he doesn't have a TV. Guy goes out to his garage, gets an old like flat screen that he hasn't used in a couple years, not a smart TV, drops it off, gives it to the RA gives it to the kid. Stuff like that. Once they're in school, it's maintenance payments so they can like take their girlfriends out and do shit like that. A few $100 here or there. It's never like, a touchdown, blah, blah, blah. You know what it honestly probably looks a lot like? You know what Odell Beckham Jr. got caught doing at the NFL?
Yeah.
Not the NFL, at the national championship. And they were like, it's fake money. If I had to guess, that would be allegedly fake money that they handed to Odell's guys after the fact, and they gave him real money.
Of course.
Because it's not like that. It's a few $100 here, a few $100 there every couple of weeks.
I don't agree. I mean, I think they should be getting paid anyway. I think it's bullshit. Yeah. That's crazy. And the NCAA's corrupt ass fucking excuses.
Oh yeah.
We give you a scholarship. Yeah, cool. You're making billions though.
Yeah.
So they won't ever. Mm-hmm. They won't ever. Even if, by the way, most of those kids are not going pro. Any D1 sport. I'm not even football. Any sport. Mm-hmm. Most of those kids aren't going pro. Number one. Number two. Okay. Yeah. You set some of them up with the great career afterwards. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are they still going to make the amount of money you fucking did off them?
Nope.
No. So shut the fuck up and pay them. You
don't even need to make the same amount that you made off of them. Just make it decent.
Right.
Make it decent.
Exactly. And with that, another episode of Slapstick Sports is in the book.
This is a blast.
Yeah. Open invite. Literally anytime. I know you have to do marriage stuff like we all do. But anytime you want to come down, dude, open invite.
Got to get home. Got to get quarantined, baby.
Quarantined, baby. Guys, I hope we all get the coronavirus and die from it. No, I'm kidding. We'll all be fine. Stop it. This sign says Blaze G Comedy loves dicks, and he does. So that sign says it. It's true. So we all know that. Blaze loves dicks. And he'll be here not next week, right? 2 weeks from now. We'll be back in 2 weeks with maybe a new guest, maybe not. Or we'll just talk some more shit on sports. All right, guys. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.